Hello and welcome to Unacademy, and this is our channel Unacademy CAT. Very good evening to all the learners of Unacademy, and also welcome to a brand new session of mock group exercise for symbiosis. And today with me are very young talented aspirants from across the country. Formally welcome you guys on the board. Also, we have a very talented co-panelist, our very own faculty for VARC, Ms. Siddhi Bangard ma'am. So over to you, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for that lovely introduction, Rushi. So this is Mock G Come BAT, part 3. And so apart from the plus that we already know about, a lot of you already know about, we have something called the iconic first launch with the UPSC CSE batches. Now here, so you get all the benefits of plus, India's best educators, classes, live classes, PDFs, all the material that you want to read from. But the most important thing is that you get personal coaches like me or Rushi who are there only for you. We are teaching you, so we don't have that much time, but there are mentors who will be completely dedicated to you for any line of preparation, for any exam preparation that you are doing. And most importantly, they'll be providing you valuable feedback throughout your MBA journey. For that, you can use my code SBUS and avail a 10% off on the annual or biannual subscriptions of both Plus and Iconic. And we hope to see you here soon, very soon. And these are a couple of batches that have started just now. So this one, the 8th Feb batch that was started yesterday. Then we have new batches coming up on 10th and 13th Feb. These are for the weekday and weekend batches. So if you want to enroll in them, please use my code SBUS. Now for the participants, welcome everyone. So I'll show you, these are the rules of the task or the group exercise. So you have 1 minute to read this and then I'll brief you about the exercise. When you're done, let me know. Everybody?
Done.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we'll give you an exercise, all right? You will have 2 to 3 minutes to read it. Then you have 20 to 25 minutes to discuss it. Post which I'll give you 2 to 3 minutes to write a WAT. The question I will provide you then only, what you exactly have to write. And after that, we'll give you 45 seconds to 1 minute each, depending on the time we have, to read out what you have written. So the thing here is the time. Make sure that you make the most out of whatever time is allotted to you when you are speaking. All right. In the GD, there are no guidelines. Speak as much as you want, whenever you want. It's completely up to you because a couple of you are new to the entire group exercise thing. Most importantly, do not take the name of any company, any person specific to the issue, because we are doing something which is very current based. So please make sure that we don't use the proper nouns or the specifics of the people we are talking about. So with that, this is the task that you have ahead of you. Can you all see the screen properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Is it visible? All right, great. So can you read the questions?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You can read it and then I'll move on to the next slide. And please mute yourselves. When you're done reading, please let me know. So we'll move on to the next slide. Guys, can you please mute yourselves?
Ma'am,
Background noise.
you are the host, you can mute.
I'll do that. Are we guys done?
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody?
Yes. Done.
Okay, let's move on because this is the important part. So what you have to do is each one of you will be choosing a number between 1 to 9 because it's a role-based group exercise. And based on the number you choose, you will be assigned the role. All right. So I'll show you how it works. So who wants to go and choose a number first? There are 9 numbers. You can choose between 1 and 9. And once that number is chosen, nobody else can choose that number again.
I'll choose 9.
You choose 9.
Okay. I choose 8.
Okay, hang on. One. Yeah. So, Kshitij, you are a media company head. You are the social media manager. Okay. All right. Who chose 8?
Ma'am, Priyesh. I choose.
Okay. Priyesh, you are the common man.
Okay.
Anupul 7.
Anupul chooses 7. You are the common man.
Okay.
Who else?
4. Anisha 4.
Anisha is 4. You are a media company head, social media manager.
Ma'am, 5.
Who's that?
Jyotsna 5.
Okay. Jyotsna, you are a government official from the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting.
Ma'am, 3.
Sorry, who's that? 3?
Ankita.
Ankita chooses 3. All right. You are a social media manager.
Mohita, unmute yourself.
I'm 2.
Who is 2?
I'm 4.
4th has been already chosen, right?
Yes.
So 2 and 1 are the remaining.
And I will choose 1 then.
Okay. 1 is you are a farmer organization head. All right. I'll just explain you what are the roles. So who else is left? Everybody run?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Great. So we'll
Saurav is remaining, ma'am.
Sorry. Saurav is remaining 2.
Yes, ma'am.
You are also a farmer organization head.
Ma'am, excuse me. I had a doubt.
What?
Yeah. I was being assigned media company head. So is this an overall media company or I'm a social media head?
No. So I'll explain it to you. Let's move there. I'll explain it to you what exactly you are. You'll understand. The case is still there. If then you have doubts, then let me know. All right. Let's go back.
So, done.
So we have, this is the case and these are your roles. So basically what happened, you guys all read the context. There was a recent controversy regarding the internet shutdown, right? And we have 4 stakeholders here. There is one person who's a farmer organization group head, which is Mohita in our case. And one more person was there, Saurav is there. One person is a people's group representative, the common man, right? Then platform manager. So there's the social media platform, which is there in the question, which we already talked about, that the government issued notices to it to remove certain social media handles, which first it obliged, but then it refused to do it, right? So that person is the platform manager. And 4th is the government official through the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, because these are the people who control the entire internet and the social media platforms in our country, right? So these are your roles. These are brief outlines on what you are supposed to do in that role. All right. So four of the stakeholders, they have to come together and explain to each other what their point of view was, and in future, how to prevent whatever had happened. So social media can be used as a useful tool, or it can be used to cause certain violence in the society. So 4 of them have to make sure that their interests are taken care of, and yet they are allowed by the government or by the agencies who are facilitating them to use the tool effectively and efficiently. So the discussion is centered around then. Your point of views are, a couple of outlines on your point of view is given here, what you're exactly supposed to talk about, right? So take a look at it, and then after, you have 2 minutes to read your outlines.
Ma'am, all in all, so I'm a social media head, right?
Yes, you are a platform manager.
Done. Okay. Also, can I, as you just instructed, as per the rule, the symbol which is just at the background, can we use the name of that?
No.
No, you don't have to use the name of anything or anyone, because it will create unnecessary friction. We are on a national platform. And
can I call myself by XYZ company?
Yes, you can say the social media platform XYZ, whatever you want. People's group representative are the common men. These are the people who are representing the common people. All right?
Okay.
Everybody clear about their roles?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Kshitij, instead of going for XYZ, I think you should go for a hypothetical name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've taken up hypothetical.
Hampering your
That's it.
participation in life of the
So you have 1 minute 45 seconds remaining. Post which I'll stop sharing. You have last 15 seconds. If anybody wants to take a snapshot, please take a snapshot, because post which I'll stop sharing the screen and then you can start your discussion. All right. In 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1.
I hope the topic is clear with everybody.
Sir, can you please explain what is IB for government official?
Information and Broadcasting Ministry. It's the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, because they regulate all these social media platforms. All right, so you can start. The time starts now.
Yeah. Very good evening to all of you, and thank you so much for this opportunity. And we are here to discuss a very serious issue which is coming up in our society as of now. And being a head of a media company, Independent India, we have always believed in something called as unity in diversity. Belonging to this particular country with billions of population, I feel like my presence, or if I represent the media fraternity in front of all of you, I feel that my presence in front of all of you is really, really important to summarize and tell media in a very simple language. I will say that all of us, be it me, be it all of you, we are a part of a democracy, and we have a viewpoint, as very much mentioned in the Article 19 of our Constitution, where we have got a freedom of speech and expression. I feel like that media and information, they go hand in hand. We need to have the information about the society, and that's why everyone, it's not only me being a media person, each one of you, I'm being the stakeholders of the different sections of the society, be it the farmer, be it from the government, we all of us need to have a viewpoint, and I feel that this is that particular link which joins all of us together. It is that chain which is joining.
Right.
What I will suggest in this scenario is that what we can go ahead is, all in all, we can put in our inputs from each of the stakeholders, and we can look forward that what final outcome we can come up to this, so that we can come up to a very healthy conclusion to this very serious issue, because this is the need of the hour. So we can start off with any particular person. I can say that, how about Priyesh, you can put up your views onto the same, and then we can go ahead.
See, first of all, hello everyone. And I would like to mention the thing that internet connectivity, it not only hampers daily life and it against the democracy. See, internet connectivity is it's a part of our daily routine. and we need internet, and we needed to connect to the social media and all the to get updated about all the issues that are going around in our daily life, and this is actually a basic need which needs to go to a common man, since we represent common man, and it common man needs to be updated and should have a viewpoint from every perspective, to know whatever is going around him, and to take a wise decision on whom to support and what should be the steps, what should be the next step to be taken.
You rightly said,
Good evening, everyone. I am the
Please go ahead.
farmer head of the farmer organization. I would like to say that we have the right to express our views, express the farmer's point of view. If without social media, it hampers our right to reach common people. This is a way through which we can express our views, that we are whatever we are doing for our rights. We are here for a peaceful protest.
Okay, so as being the head of the farmers,
so information, it is a kind of information which should be delivered, and everyone has a right to know. So if you are banning, or a government is banning the social media.
Ankita, sorry, can you please introduce that which particular stakeholder you belong to?
I belongs from social media manager. So being a social media manager, I would like to say that banning social media will also hampers exchange of information, as well as the credibility, which is going to be, the information should flow in the right direction. So it will impact badly on every aspects of the society.
Guys, I'll just intervene 1 minute, because see, you have to understand, you are in the role of that company's head. You are not representing the entire social media. So understand whatever you are representing.
I seriously doubt, guys, have you understood the topic?
Exactly.
Have you understood the topic? Let me explain it to you. Now, we already know there is a farmers' protest going in the country, right? And the government has decided to ban some of the profiles on one of the social media handles, right? And the social media handle had declined the request of the government, said we will not do it. Now, there are four stakeholders to this discussion. One is the common man who needs to access information. One is the farmer who needs to express their apprehension. One is the social media who needs to regulate everything because the business is dependent on this thing. And there is one government who wants to ban this thing. Now, all of you have to discuss how the events are going to take up forward, or to be taken forward.
And you have to keep your viewpoint. Why you want it your way.
So are we not talking about the banning of the internet connectivity?
You have to come to a conclusion.
You are a government person, you will support it. That's why I gave you outlines. You will explain why you did something. They have to come in opposition to do that. No, we want something else. And then you have to together come up with a strategy that every stakeholder group is satisfied. That is what the exercise is about. You don't have to debate. Not everybody has to debate on whether the internet has to be shut down or kept alive. That's for each of you. That's why there is a role play. Each one of you has certain power. If you are a government official, you have the power to ban it. If you are a social media manager, you have the power to take away the handles and to take away the right of the common man to actually represent themselves, or to even decline it to the government. That's what the social media people did. So be in that role. Don't discuss it. There's nothing to discuss. Keep your viewpoints there and say why what you did is correct. And how do you want to take it forward so that four of you can work together? Four of you as a stakeholder can work together.
For example, let's suppose I'll tell you that Siddhi ma'am is a government official and I am a manager of a social media company. Okay, Siddhi ma'am will convince me why I should ban certain profiles. And I should tell her why it is not right or why I am declining to ban some of the profiles.
And sir, I need to ask that internet connectivity. The question was that internet connectivity is hampering to people's daily life, and it's against the democracy and violence and disruption of the public property. Actually, so our point should our discussion should lie, being a common man representative. Our discussion should lie around why it should not be internet connectivity should be there, and why we need to protest against it.
Your role could be anything, Priyesh. Your role could be
I got
anything.
it. I got it.
You can support it also, you can don't support it also. It's
Okay,
that.
sir, can I start?
Can I?
You
So just
are
one
being a
question.
government of yourselves.
Anyone can start. I just have one question.
Huh.
The manner in which Ankita and I had started about our stakeholdership, was it the right manner, or we were swaying away from the topic itself?
Completely away.
Theek, done.
Okay, so being a government official from the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, all of you are trying to say that it's your right and the right of your democracy to get all the information. And it's also important that the other countries understand the real situation of our country.
Our news channels are totally political based scenario, and hampering internet connectivity actually limits our outlook and limits our decision, and we are just people and beings sitting with a remote and actually trying to see different opinions of the different government, and we cannot reach to the conclusion until and unless we get the full access to what's going around us. And banning internet to area where it is where it is not provided actually hampers our decision to make what's going on around us. And the thing is that the protest which was going on, actually some of the news channel covered that there was a particular community flag which was removed, and India's flag was removed, and a particular community flag was placed instead of that.
Okay, 1 minute.
Let me complete, ma'am. Let me complete. The thing is that it was covered by only one specific news channel. The second news channel, when I switched the remote and when I look at the second news channel was telling me a different story altogether. It was telling me that it was very far away from our nation's flag, and it was telling me a very different story. And for this, I think I need my internet and I need my mobile connection to look actually.
Okay, 1 minute.
I would like to.
No, 1 minute. That's just 1 minute. No, 1 minute. Just 1 minute. 1 minute. As being the head of the farmers organization, I personally think that we also have our rights to say our opinion, our thoughts. If you are banning the internet connectivity, it will agitate us. It will become more aggressive. If you're not listening to our side and listening to only one side, how is it possible? And how would you come to know what exactly is right? That's what my
Adding on
point
to
is.
what Mohita actually said, I will put forward two particular.
I like to say that all those.
Just a moment. Sorry, can I just complete something on the part of the media?
Just 1 minute. I was I have a statement to say. All those activities of disrespecting the flag, as a farmer head organization, we condemn that. We were not supporting that, and those activities were not sponsored by our farmers union. And completely banning the internet is not a solution to stop the rumors or fake news.
Exactly, because to add on to
right.
that, if I tell you
rights.
Saurav, I'll tell you a very basic facts about this.
Let me put up my point as
There
well.
is just a moment, Anukul. I have a very strong point to put onto this particular thing. My particular company, I have my own media company under the name of Independent India. Very recently, during the protest regarding to one of the bills of citizenship that was released by our government, there were 3 journalists of mine who particularly covered the instances which happened in Kashmir, and they have won the Pulitzer Prize for photojournalism. Now, do you justify something if I ask all of our citizens, and if I ask somebody who is trying to impose upon these particular rules and regulations, this is something which has been globally recognized, some effort which has been globally recognized by 3 eminent journalists. Adding on to that, there was a very recent riots in Delhi. In that particular riots, a very senior IP officer, Intelligence Bureau officer, got killed and his dead body was found out in a drain. It was our particular media company who brought forward that thing and was presenting this particular incident. Otherwise, none of us would have been known actually about this thing. All we would have known would have been just that a protest is going on and just what are the various provisions in that particular act.
Hypothetical
so the very
factors.
small nuances.
Adding to that, as a media company head, I would like to mention one point over here, that it is our right and it is our work. If we are not doing what our work ethics says, then it will go against our ethics and how the business will run. Mainly, the media company's business is dependent on the thing to cover all the matters in what is happening surrounding us.
But I would like to add in.
One minute.
Yeah, I would like to say something that was not, as my friend mentioned, that the coverage was covered in the news channels and all the media covered it. I would like to mention that isn't that that coverage sets the mind of a huge generation of our country, and doesn't that coverage gives a picture on what our next step should be and which government is doing what for us? Doesn't that gives us a picture, a whole scenario of what's going on around us? So I would like to ask that actually, that how the banning of the internet will not hamper my thoughts. Okay,
I would want to answer that.
Just a second. Let me speak for a moment.
Let me complete that. I was also watching. I also remember that when I was watching the news, some news channel was totally political. They were all politically biased. Some were saying that it was ex-government thing, and
that's a wrong terminology. We are not politically biased. Actually, we are trying to put forward to you something which is actually happening.
Actually, sir, my concern is that
the using of the word politically biased is actually a defamation onto the Indian media. That is something which I will not accept onto that.
This is the thing which I am facing sitting at my home. This is the thing which I am facing sitting at my home, and I am being politically. And when I go to my friends, and when we meet together, when we sit in at the tea stall drinking tea, everybody has its own opinion, and everybody comes from.
I guess so that those particular opinions which are coming to people.
My concern is for getting the opinions.
Let's do one thing. Let's have Anukul. Anukul, what's your point on this? What do you want to say onto this?
Me being as a common man, I am an IT engineer. I dedicatedly require internet connectivity at my home, especially in the situation of pandemic. I require internet connectivity. I honestly sympathize with farmers and the government. They have their particular reasons for taking their actions. However, if you ban internet, it creates a distrust between us and you as well. Because at this moment, our life, our work depends on it. My work depends on it. Our work depends on it. So banning will not be a complete solution. We'll have to.
And as to what Mohita actually said, Mohita actually clearly said that they also need to have a voice. You cannot just have a picture of one side. You need to know the both sides of the coin. So adding on to what Mohita particularly said.
One more thing I would like to add to that.
Adding the opinions. This media platform is for the opinions of people, and that people have to decide that which opinion they have to accept or not accept.
1 minute, Anisha, I have a question for you. Do you think only common man's people's opinion matter? Doesn't the farmer's opinion matter to you?
I am a media person.
No, 1 minute. Let me complete. To get your
I just want to put one point. On the base part of the media, we are actually trying to support your cause.
Yes, we are supporting. I'm supporting a point. I'm supporting farmers' opinion also. I'm supporting common man's opinion also. I'm not against you.
We are actually wanting to be a voice. We both are wanting to be a voice.
I'm just trying to say to others also that they are the lifeline. You get your food, everything from the farmers. If you are not listening to them, and if you are not listening to what their opinion or what their mindset or problem is, how will you come to a conclusion, or how will you come to know?
I would like to.
I would like to answer Mohita's question. See, being the government. 1 minute.
Just a moment.
Let me answer this.
Had a
no, 1 minute. Let us hear from the government also.
I would want to answer
just one particular person from the media section. If we can have Ankita also to speak onto the same. One oppose that the government can give on to their regulations or something. Ankita, go ahead.
Yeah, recently the government has banned And you are saying that you have how we can differentiate between the good and the right. I think we all are adults now, and we have the opinions, and we have that level of understanding, so that we can decide to whichever we have to follow and whichever we don't have to follow. So you are the better person to judge. So the banning internet is not a solution. It some of my friends said that it will build distrust. Yes, it definitely will
right.
distrust.
Absolutely.
It will build distrust.
Let's have our government executive to say something on this.
Yeah, please.
Good, sir.
Yeah, okay. So I would want to answer all of you separately. So as Mohita and Kshitij were saying that your media company, as Kshitij said that the media company won a lot of prizes and everything. So we handle the social
I'm so sorry to interrupt 1 minute. Can you just address it with the thing which we have given, like the farmers organization head or the media head, instead of
so that's what I'm saying. That's what I said. Kshitij and Mohita being the media companies. Okay, so I'm addressing in the same way. So we, being the government officials, we handle the media companies as well as the social media accounts. So we give them orders accordingly, and they it's their decision to follow it or not. I mean, that's a different story. So what I want to say here is that social media is a platform where hatred is spread. It's not just the information, but the hatred. People's opinion turn into rumors so quickly. It's not even a matter of a day when you might see a riot. You might see a complete distress among the.
I would like to
let me complete. Let me complete.
To say something on
just
this.
1 minute. Just 5 minutes. Everyone, just 1 minute. Let's listen to the government what they want to say.
Yeah, please. Because in the end, you have to follow what government says. Okay.
Please.
So about the media, as I told you, about the social media, I was telling that it spreads rumors. So when we talk about the common man getting the information, or about the farmer's opinion to be, so as it reaches the government, the common people, that is the whole reason the media exists.
I would like to.
And Kshitij exist. No, let me just complete my point.
Just 1 minute.
Please go ahead.
Let me complete my point.
Yeah,
please go
So
ahead.
that is the whole reason why why companies like that of Kshitij and Mohita exist, so that they can take out the information from what is going on and deliver it to the people, so that they get the right information. Now, there might be a possibility that Kshitij gives, the company of Kshitij gives complete different information to the people, and that of Mohita gives complete different information. Now, that's on people to create their own opinion. But it's not right to create their opinion and then spread rumors, spread hatred on social media. So that is the sole purpose of banning internet connectivity for a day.
I would like to.
I would also want to answer
something.
Saurav's question, being about the
last 5
about
minutes.
the normal citizen of India. As Saurav said, that he works in the IT and he needs internet connectivity. So I know this point might not justify what you were saying, but being a government, we need to look at the bigger picture. So it's better that we, prevent a big riot from happening.
No, you prevent the what I actually want to, what on a media behalf, let me just keep out the closing points on behalf of Ankita or behalf of Anisha
before my friend.
That, just a moment, please. Let me just complete on behalf of the media fraternity, so that we can just have a point.
One more point. You will be having a bigger picture. You will be having a bigger picture. Just listen to me.
Okay, let me just take a bigger picture.
The thing is that being a common man, okay, what I saw in the lockdown period, and I will be supporting my farmer head representative here. The agriculture sector was there, and the farmers and these farmers were there who raised our GDP, who actually supported our GDP whenever the India's GDP was falling drastically. Okay, and now the thing is, when I'm just totally relying upon the specific news channels for my information, the thing is that I do not know what's actually the thing is that farmers actually, when they sold the small scale farmers, when they sell their crops, there is a very low MSP which they get, which is a government fixed price. Okay, and now because of the private acquisition of the company according to a bill. Okay, now the private sector plays an important role. Price is fixed. by a private sector company, okay, and the MSP is very
Please,
low.
can you sum up your point quickly?
Yeah, I'm summing up.
Going about a bit more.
It will make sense. Just listen.
Yeah,
to
conclude it in a better.
Yeah. The thing is that, okay, final conclusion that the thing is that we sympathize with our farmers, knowing the right information that actually what's going on, and banning internet doesn't show us the whole picture what was going around. Okay, actually, and this is a common man is the actually the bone of the country. And
yes. Now adding on to that, adding on to what Priyesh said, thank you so much, Priyesh. Just adding on to and completing on to and putting my final points on behalf of the media fraternity to the honorable government official which we have is, as to what Priyesh Mulani, a common man of India, Mohita Ajay Nerurkar, who is particularly a farmer representative and head of the backbone of the country, as we all said that, we cannot just, I will say, frame the Indian media or frame people like us, me, Ankita, Anisha, as someone who are actually spreading just wildfires into the community. We are actually bringing in front of you these particular causes which a particular engineer is having its issues in his home, which a particular common man is facing in his home, and which a particular farmer who is sitting at a border is facing. I would like to say regulations need to be brought about, but at the same time, they also need to have a freedom to express themselves. We need to have a freedom to actually bring the reality picture. I totally understand false news is actually gaining momentum. It is the government, it is the regulations that you need to have to actually put a curb onto that, but entirely closing onto the internet and to the media is actually a big full stop onto the rights of Anukul, Priyesh and Mohita, because these are three different aspects of our society and they represent the bigger picture.
Can we conclude and talk about the,
Yeah, that's what I'm concluding. That's what I concluded. That we can. Yeah, that's what I concluded. I came up with a solution. That's what I was trying to mention now, that we need to have a particular regulation. But
see, I would like to enter here and say one more point, that the conclusion that you guys are putting up, the thing is that according to me, okay, what I am seeing sitting at my home, according to me, the system's representative and all of you are our actually source of information, and you need to filter yourself and you need to filter the information that you are providing to us. Okay, otherwise our opinions get distracted and the riots happen. And one more thing I would like to add, that okay, apart from news channel, when I wake up at the morning and when I open up my phone, okay, there are whole riots going on the Instagram, social media, Facebook, anywhere that I see. But the thing is, that gives me information, that gives me what's going on around me. Okay, but it doesn't limit my information. That is up to me. I am educated enough. I am a common man. I'm educated enough to figure out what is good and what is wrong.
Saurabh, just one thing. Jyotsna, you can close on to that. We have Saurabh also over there. Can we have Saurabh to close on to this?
I just have one question from Priyesh. Just one question. He just said that media has to filter the information and present us the information which won't create any kind of riot. But then he's also saying that
I was saying that I mean, you are the source of the...
Okay, let's just cut this short. Let's just cut this short, actually. Let's just cut this short. Let's just cut this short. Actually, we should come up to a conclusion in with my opinion. Saurabh, I'll just ask you in a yes or no. In your opinion, being a common man, do you feel so that, okay, having a regulative media is much better than having a complete ban? Yes or a no?
I am a head of Farmers Union and I will...
Okay,
let me put my points. I think that binding...
Saurabh, I totally agree.
Let me put my point.
We are running out of time. That's why I'm suggesting that
let me speak.
Okay, 1 minute. Let's
hampering internet connectivity put farmers in bad image. They are telecasting that some of the farmers, and there are very few miscreants who are disrespecting the flag, who are damaging the public property. But the rest of the thousands of farmers are sitting, protesting peacefully, or on the strike, or striking near those borders. But hampering of internet connectivity put all of those farmers in bad image.
I think it will also put a barrier to
let's just conclude onto this.
No conclusion. Time up, because you have a WAT to right now. All right, then we start with the feedback thing. So you guys have exactly 3 minutes, all right, from the time I explain it to you. So 15 seconds, I'll explain to you what exactly you have to do. 1 point from one person you liked, apart from you, किसी एक जिस इंसान का point पसंद आया है, वो लिखना है। और किसी एक इंसान का कोई भी हो सकता है जिसका पॉइंट नहीं पसंद आया है, वो लिखना है फ्रॉम द स्टेक होल्डर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू। इंसान पसंद नहीं आया इसलिए नहीं, बट वो इंसान जिस चीज को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा था, वहां पे जो पॉइंट अगर तुम्हें गलत लगता है कि ये पॉइंट नहीं होना चाहिए था उनकी तरफ से, दैट यू हैव टू राइट। और एक जिसका पॉइंट बहुत अच्छा लगा कि हाँ, दिस पर्सन मेड अ वेरी वैलिड पॉइंट, तुम्हारे अलावा, both the people तुम्हारे अलावा, you have to write, you have 2.5 minutes, right? So 150 words max, 200 words में लिखना है, ठीक है? उसके बाद I'll give each one of you 45 seconds to 1 minute to spell out what you have written. Please make maximum use of that time, otherwise I'll have to cut you short. Right? With that, your time starts.
Tell about the point once more? Can you tell just 2 points? Once more, I was just noting down the first.
अगेंस्ट में जो जिसका तुम्हें बिल्कुल पॉइंट पसंद नहीं आया है, और जिसका तुम्हें पसंद आया, बट नो नेम कॉलिंग, जस्ट कि ये पॉइंट था, मुझे लगता है कि ये नहीं होना चाहिए था, ठीक है? सो योर टाइम स्टार्ट्स नाउ, 2.5 मिनट्स।
किसी एक रोल के बारे में लिखना है, ओके? इंसान के बारे में नहीं तो मेरे बारे में लिखना शुरू कर दोगे।
All right, guys, last 15 seconds. Time's up. So, Ankita, you tell me. Your time starts now.
Yeah, so I don't like the point that the government stake persons mentioned that she kept on saying that the social media spread rumors and hatreds and hence should be imposed. I think this will block the exchange of information. And also I appreciate the point of social media person, which says that banning will not be a complete solution because everybody has the right to share their views. And being a social media manager, as he mentioned, he cannot remove anyone or stop to share their views.
All right. Saurabh, you go next. 45 seconds.
And someone put a point that rumor spread fastly on social media and it should be regulated. Ma'am, I think social media is a platform where all the opinions should be welcomed, and controlling the social media is straight to freedom of speech.
And what about somebody's point you liked?
Ma'am, someone said that the internet connectivity is very important for them, as many IT sectors employees are working from home, and complete internet hampering of internet connectivity may threat to their livelihood. And as a common citizen, many we as through internet connectivity we access many services, and it will block our day-to-day activity and many things.
Okay, Anisha.
Yes, ma'am. I like the point of Agriculture Union Head that not all the farmers were involved in defaming the Indian flag and not creating violence everywhere, but everyone has to suffer the internet ban. The consequences of internet ban was suffered by even the common people also and the farmer unions also. So that leads to problems for everyone. And the point I didn't like about government personnel that the government person said that ultimately you have to listen to government. So that was not a valid point that ultimately everyone has to listen to government, because everyone has a right to put their points, and people are standing against government also, and they are protesting for this. The farmer union is protesting against those bills. So
what you're saying is it's a democracy. It's a democracy.
Yes. So yes, it's a democracy. India is a democratic country, and we are everyone has a right to democracy. So it is not like fixed that you have to listen to government. Whatever it is said by government is not liable to. Everyone is not liable to listen to them.
Priyesh.
I would like to first of all, I would like to appreciate a point that was made by the media head that. Yes, I am the I'm live witness of what happens when I wake up in the morning and see the media around me, and there are riots going on. But the thing is that I would like that those pictures that come in front of me, actually they are coming from the correct source. They are filtered out, and I would like to counter one point that government decisions is the final. The thing is that government decision is final, and I am obliged to follow the government decision. But the thing is, when government will take wrong decisions, I know how to protest because I am very big in number. And the thing is that being a common man, I am the face of a country. I am how a country looks like. And the thing is that I have, apart from having a right to vote and to get my opinions biased, the thing is that when bad results come to me and when the decisions are made, the results come to me at the grassroots level, and those results should be anyhow, the results are in the favor or not in the favor, but they should be genuine so that I can take a step, I can make my decision on what my next move should be, what should I do on the next day that follows. So that's it. Thank you.
Mohita, 45 seconds.
Okay, so the point that I liked was made by the media head organization, where they were completely with the farmers, and they were saying that the connectivity of internet should not be banned because it will generate aggression, and not only it will generate aggression, it will also give a false picture of the farmers as well as the media organization. And the point I didn't like was of the government representative, where the government was not at all listening to what the farmers are saying. And on that part, it was very rude to say that you should listen to the government and everything. Yeah, we should listen. But the thing is, you should also listen to the common people and the farmers.
But did you not all of you realize that it's their duty to maintain law and order? If something happens to your kith and kin back in your village, then you also actually make them responsible. So she has to, or the government people have to take that thing in mind, right? That's why they said, we finally have the responsibility of law and order. If something happens, you will come and blame us. So,
but I think they are only listening to one side of the picture. They're not looking at the other side. The thing is that the government should see from all the 4 directions that are there.
There
is
a
not
difference
only see one picture and conclude the topic there and then.
There is a huge difference between having a complete ban or something like something like that, and there is a difference between having a regulation. To do something in a very, very judicious manner and to do something in a reckless manner has 2 different ways, 2 different meanings.
Hold on that thought. Jyotsna, 45 seconds.
Okay, so the point that I liked was made by a common man, in which he said that he's a IT guy and that he needs to work daily and his work is completely hampered. So he's not able to work and earn during the time of the lockdown, which is like a genuine reason, and many people, many citizens of India had to go through that. So that I thought was a good point made, and that the government has to like look for solutions for that kind of a problem. And then I didn't like a point made by a common man again, that he said that media should give filtered information and see to it what kind of news is delivered out to the public. But then he also said that shutting down internet connectivity snatches away their right of information and people only get one-sided information or incomplete information. So he was kind of contradicting his own point, also blaming the media for being politically biased.
Okay. Kshitij, 45 seconds.
I would like to point out the against statement for one statement of ultimately it is us who have the power to administer upon, and then saying that complete ban and sending the fake news out. This particular statement is very, very wrong to put upon without any particular good solid proof, because at the end of the day, we have a responsibility as an individual and as an official of the media to bring in information. So putting this particular point that there needs to be a complete ban, it's very, very wrong. Then the point which I liked was about one of my colleagues from the media fraternity only, that we are the 4th pillar of the democracy. We are the voice behind our nation, and we are the one who actually, any individual, any common man, any engineer, any person who wakes up in the morning and looks up the rights which are happening on Instagram and WhatsApp would like to have a look at with this cup of tea. So that is something which we are providing to these people. A regulatory body is important, but a complete imposition on and the ban onto that is something which is not called for. So that is something which I support.
Okay, it was a very nice discussion. It could have been better. Just one thing before Rushi will give you the entire feedback. Kshitij, Ankita, the media guys wouldn't understand exactly what we were expecting. If it happens next, it could have been a far more lively discussion. You could have literally been at each other's throats. The government person, she understood what she exactly had to do, but she doesn't really have much idea about how exactly government functions that ways. The media people, you got it wrong. You were the head of the company which was given the notices. So you had to defend yourself. I had given you the outline that, we have our internal guidelines. So we do appreciate what the government does, because you have to function within the confines of how the government is running. Otherwise, you'll be thrown out of the country. So you have to be
exactly what I meant when I said that ultimately you have to follow what government says, because
but Jyotsna, that was actually, it's not what
everybody got it wrong, but I said it. Maybe I might have said it.
So you have to say it more positively. That look, we can do that if we have to ban you for the safety and security of our nation, because that's primary importance. We can do that. If you would have said it for the security and this thing of our nation, nobody would have raised a question there, because yes, that's very important. You are responsible for that. The media people, you got it wrong. You were representing the company. You should have said, we have our internal policy guidelines. We know what we are doing. We are not doing it only in this country. We are doing it world across. But what you do, you will put a bad example for the rest of the countries to follow. It will stifle free speech in other nations also if they see what you are doing, and you're a big democracy. How can you do this?
Were
You
we
should let
supposed to
us
be a
flourish,
global
right?
media company? I thought we were a national media company.
No, you were basically the media company in question, which was given. तभी तो तुमको context पढ़ाया था. So you got that wrong. इसलिए अगली बार अपना टास्क ढंग से पढ़ना. और किसी ने भी इकोनॉमी की बात नहीं की. जब भी इंटरनेट शटडाउन होता है, इकोनॉमी कभी लॉसेस देखो. पिछले साल में गवर्नमेंट ने 400 बार इंटरनेट बंद किया है.
मैम, but the thing is that आपने बोला था कि you need to keep it very मतलब नॉन रियल नहीं रखना था.
नहीं मैंने सर रियल नहीं बोला. मैंने बोला नाम मत लेना, बस उतना ही. मैंने अभी किसी भी मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म का नाम लिया है
कि मुझे प्राइस का नाम भी
इकोनॉमिक लॉसेस बोलने में कौन सा रियल और नहीं रियल हो रहा है.
I said about the business thing. I said that business will be hampered and work ethics will be hampered.
वर्क एथिक्स छोड़. सबसे बड़ी बात है इंटरनेट बंद होता है, सोशल स्कीम्स बंद हो जाती है. कॉमन मैन का पॉइंट, राइट? सोशल स्कीम में पैसे ही ट्रांसफर नहीं होंगे. और फार्मर्स का सबसे बड़ा पॉइंट था, यार हमारे घर में कोई बीमार है, कोई इमरजेंसी है, हमें पता कैसे चलेगा? कंप्लीट कट ऑफ हो रखा है. कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा है. ऋषि, ओवर टू यू. मेरे को बस इतना समझाना था, केस स्टडी सही से समझो, अगली बार ठीक से पढ़ना जो आउटलाइन है ना. बाकी बहुत सही डिस्कशन था. वी एंजॉयड.
See guys, basically this was not supposed to be a discussion. This was supposed to be a negotiation, okay, between 4 stakeholders.
मैं इनको एंड में बोल रहा था कर लेते हैं कंक्लूड, पॉइंट पे पॉइंट रखना है.
This is not necessary ना. See Kshitij, it is not necessarily that you can conclude in one round of negotiation. There can be multiple rounds of negotiation. ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है ना कि
तो ऐसा कर सकते हैं कि 10 मिनट का एक कैप रखते हैं कि चलो भाई 10 मिनट डिस्कशन करते हैं, फिर एक डिसीजन लेते हैं.
तो मैं जैसे करने यार ऋषि, में प्रॉब्लम क्या है? ये जैसे करना चाहिए. डिस्कशन इनका है, 10 मिनट का कैप रखो, 20 मिनट का रखो, तुम्हें जैसे करना है करो. पर तुम्हारी बात सुननी चाहिए बाकी लोगों को.
Can I mention out like this कि okay, as per our discussion we are coming up to an end to our 10 minutes. Let's come up to the first conclusion.
तो बोलना लोग try to do that. ऐसे तेरी लीडरशिप स्किल्स देखनी है.
करी थी 2-3 बार कोशिश, नहीं मान रहे तो क्या करता.
हाँ, तो वही तो बोल रहे कि हाँ कौन क्या कर रहे हैं, हम वही देखते हैं कि कौन इनिशिएटिव. लेकिन तूने बहुत लोगों को काटा भी, तो वो बहुत नेगेटिवली परस्यू किया है पूरे पैनल. आई थिंक ऋषि मस्ट हैव नोटिस्ड दैट.
मैंने पूछा था काट सकते हैं, आपने कहा था काट.
इतना नहीं काटना है.
तो काटना ही तो था जब तुम्हें धराधन काट रहा था इसीलिए बीच में.
See, it's not like that.
nuances नहीं पता है. जी के जीडी के ठीक है, जी के थोड़ा सा अलग होते हैं आई गेस.
Obviously
मैं जीडी समझ के कर रहा था पूरा अच्छे से.
अरे see everybody, जैसे मैंने कहा this was not supposed to be a discussion, it was supposed to be a negotiation. और उसी वे में वो पूरा डिस्कशन चलना चाहिए था. However, there are a couple of things that I want to tell. Saurav, सबसे पहले I'll start with you. You do had a couple of good points to share, but I felt you were low in confidence. थोड़ा सा कॉन्फिडेंस कम था. बी श्योर अबाउट वॉट यू आर सेइंग. जैसे बोलना है बोलो. द फोरम इज ऑल योर. स्पीक, ओके, स्पीक. थोड़ा सा द पीपल फ्रॉम द मीडिया हाउसेस, ओके, यू हैड अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट विथ यू. डू यू नो एनीथिंग अबाउट द कंपनीज एक्ट 2015?
No.
In which you are entitled to certain rights of functioning. अच्छा, मतलब तुम लोग न्यूज़पेपर ही पढ़ते नहीं हो. यू फॉरगॉट अबाउट द पबजी बैन, यू फॉरगॉट अबाउट द टिकटॉक बैन. जब टिकटॉक,
तो नाम नहीं लेना था ना.
तू XYZ बोल सकता था ना. XYZ तब बोल सकता था ना कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट में केस चल रहा था. दे वर फाइटिंग. व्हाई वाज टिकटॉक का क्या इशू था? टिकटॉक्स लॉयर इन द सुप्रीम, अरे टिकटॉक्स लॉयर वाज फाइटिंग इन द सुप्रीम कोर्ट. ये एक्चुअली मद्रास हाई कोर्ट से ट्रांसफर किया गया था सुप्रीम कोर्ट में. टिकटॉक का जो द CEO हिमसेल्फ सेड इफ यू बैन आवर एप्लीकेशन द फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच विल बी कर्ब्ड. दिस इज नॉट फार, दिस इज 2018. बहुत दूर का भी बात नहीं है. 2018 का केस है. प्लस
प्रॉपर नाउन हटाने बोला था, सब्जेक्ट वर्ब थोड़ी ना हटाने बोला था. प्रॉपर नाउन हटा दे.
प्लस पबजी का भी सेम थिंग था ना. यू आर इन्फ्रिंजिंग द राइट ऑफ अ पर्टिकुलर सेट. पबजी के भी केस में कंपनी ने बोला था वी आर रजिस्टर्ड अंडर योर कंपनीज एक्ट 2015, वी आर एंटाइटल्ड टू सर्टन राइट्स. बोथ रीडिंग गाइज, रीडिंग इज द कोर. समझो ऐसे इस टाइप के एक्टिविटीज का कोर इज रीडिंग. जितना पढ़ोगे उतना.
पॉइंट्स जैसे कुछ तो दिए ना, जैसे कि वो जर्नलिज्म वाला आप ही ने बताया था कि वो अवार्ड मिला उनको.
हाँ, वो तो
कश्मीर का इशू कवर
इज बिकॉज मैं तुम लोगों को बोलता हूँ रोज क्लास में, तुम लोग तो पढ़ते नहीं हो ना.
अरे तो वो याद है ना, वो आपने पढ़ा है.
कोई यहाँ पे लगाना ही नहीं था, क्योंकि तो उस मीडिया कंपनी में जर्नलिस्ट कहाँ से आ गए? आई यू अंडरस्टैंड?
अरे मेरी कंपनी के लोग हैं ना, बट वो
भाई ये सोशल मीडिया वाले जर्नलिस्ट कब से रहने लग गए? तुमने कब देख लिया कि फेसबुक के जर्नलिस्ट है या ट्विटर के जर्नलिस्ट है?
वही तो कंफ्यूजन हुआ था. दे डिडंट नो दैट दे वर द सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म्स.
मुझे लगा कि मैं एक मीडिया हूँ.
लिखा हुआ है प्लेटफॉर्म मैनेजर है, प्लेटफॉर्म मैनेजर. मीडिया कंपनी कहाँ लिखा है?
Basically, Kshitij, you could have said कि there are so many freelancer journalists who post content on our.
Exactly.
मेरे प्रोनाउन नहीं लेना था पर्सनल.
नहीं तो पर्सनल प्रोनाउन कहाँ है ये? जर्नलिस्ट
मैं बोलता संदेश भाटिया, शेखर गुप्ता, प्रिंट के
फ्रीलांस जर्नलिस्ट बोल ना. Who has stopped you? Freelance journalists posting content on our platform, making the people aware on the ground scenario. जरूरी थोड़ी है कि संदेश भाटिया का नाम लेना है. Not necessary.
इसने कंक्लूड अच्छा करने की कोशिश की थी.
वो कंक्लूजन के पीछे पड़ा था वो.
अरे टाइम जा रहा था. आपने बोला कि टाइम जा रहा है, मैंने कहा
ऐसा नहीं रहता दादा, ऐसा नहीं रहता. However, I hope you guys have understood.
डाउट था मुझे इसमें कंक्लूजन. सर कंक्लूजन कहाँ से आएगा इसमें? अब जब इतने सारे रिप्रेजेंटेटिव के हेड बैठ रहे हैं तो एक जना कंक्लूड करने की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी मतलब कौन ले रहा है यहाँ पे? मतलब ऐसा कुछ नहीं था.
कंक्लूड नहीं भी करते,
कंक्लूजन का था ही नहीं ना.
कंक्लूजन नहीं करते तो भी चल जाता. मैम ने तुमको मैम ने क्या किया फिर?
कंक्लूजन एज इन मैं कह रहा था कंसेंसस पे आते हैं.
ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. देयर आर 4 पीपल.
मतलब ऋषि को पूछना, अभी चल रहा है तुम्हारे सामने, करंटली मुद्दा चल रहा है, कौन से कंसेंसस पे पहुंच गए? वो बॉर्डर रोक के बैठे हैं, ये
वो तो कहने वाली बात है
यार. कंसेंसस नहीं हो गया, स्टडी लिया ना.
एक जना करके हर एक पॉइंट बोल
रहे हैं. आई थिंक वी विल बी स्टिल फाइटिंग. हम फाइट ही करते रह जाते हैं.
यार फाइट ही होती है, ठीक है. तुम तो भी कुछ भी फाइट नहीं, तो फाइट ही होती है. कंक्लूजन पे यूजुअली नहीं पहुंचते.
वही तो जी में थोड़ी ग्रुप डिस्कशन या फिर जो ये ग्रुप एक्सरसाइजेस है, इसमें आइडियल वर्ल्ड में कंक्लूजन नहीं निकलेगा मैम. इधर लड़ाई होगी.
आइडियल में तो नहीं निकलेगा. नहीं मानता.
हमारा भी तुम क्या कंक्लूजन होगे मुझे बताओ. 4 लोग मिलके जो लास्ट में से बोला था, क्षितिज सही बात बोली थी. Exactly. ऐसा कर सकते हैं. तो कंक्लूजन क्या तो ये करते फिर कि ठीक है, हम लोग फार्मर्स वाले अपना कि हम रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी लेंगे, हमारी तरफ से कोई लोग फेक न्यूज वगैरह नहीं करेंगे. वी विल इंश्योर सिटीजंस अपनी तरफ से कि हाँ एजुकेशन को बढ़ाते हैं. गवर्नमेंट बोलती थी कि हम लोग इस, और मीडिया वाले बोलते हैं कि वी वुड गिव यू दैट मीडिया लिटरेसी, जैसे फाइनेंस लिटरेसी है.
यही प्लान था.
तो फिर बोलना था ना प्लान
कहाँ से
टाइम चाहिए ना उसके लिए. इन सब चीजों के लिए टाइम
चाहिए. ये जीडीज ऐसे ही होते हैं प्रियेश, मेरी बात सुन. जीडीज ऐसे ही होते हैं, उसमें टाइम हमेशा कम होएगा. एमडीआई में 12 मिनट का जीडी होता है, 20 लोग बोलते हैं. ठीक है, तो ये ऐसे ही होते हैं. तो इसमें तुम्हारा ये भी देखा जाता है, जैसे मोहित था कि तुम्हारा पॉइंट तुम सुना पा रहे हो कि नहीं. जैसे अंकिता ने गिव अप ही मार दिया था. अंकिता ने बोला भाई जो फसल बचानी बचाओ.
अंकिता एंड अनुकूल बोथ. अंकिता एंड अनुकूल बोथ. अनुकूल
सौरभ ने लास्ट में जाके
सर जो मेरे पॉइंट्स थे वो सिद्धेश ने पूरी तरह उसके कंक्लूजन में कवर कर लिए थे. तो व्हाट आई वाज गोइंग टू से, आई सेड इट्स नो यूज कि मैं वही पॉइंट्स रिपीट करूं.
हां तो आई वाज क्यों आई वाज बोल चुकी थी. सी द थिंग इज नॉट टू हॉग द एंटायर लाइमलाइट. हां सॉरी ऋषि कुछ बोल रहा है. आई एम डूइंग द सेम विद हिम.
नहीं आई जस्ट वांटेड टू टेल कि अनुकूल बेसिकली लोग खा जाएंगे तेरे को ग्रुप एक्सरसाइज में और ग्रुप डिस्कशन में, इफ यू गिव देम चांस. अंकिता यू आल्सो रियली कमेंडेबल. अनिशा थोड़ा तो ट्राई कर रही थी. शी वाज ट्राइंग टू कम इनटू द डिस्कशन, बट ऐसा करेगा तो कैसे चलेगा दादा? बिल्कुल नहीं चलेगा.
सर 10 में से 8 बार अगर बात कटेगी तो अगर बार-बार बोलूंगा तो रूड नहीं लगता.
नहीं 9th टाइम आल्सो यू हैव टू मेक अ ट्राई एंड कम. अरे तेरा 8 बार बोलेगा, 9 बार नहीं बोलेगा, तेरा मार्क कट जाएगा उधर.
प्रियेश ने बोला ना कि अरे लेट मी स्पीक.
क्वेश्चन चाहिए डिस्कशन में, काटनी नहीं चाहिए बात.
हाँ, क्षितिज भी कैसा कर रहा था.
नहीं बट क्षितिज तो कुछ ज्यादा कर रहा था. एक पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम के बाद वो नेगेटिव हो जाती है. तुम्हें बात तो
सुनी नहीं रहे, क्या करता मैं परेशान हो गया एकदम.
अरे भाई 2 बेसिक्स है. एक बार जीडी में 1 या 2 3 बार, अगर 20 मिनट का जीडी है 3 बार एंटर करो मैक्स। और प्रियेश देखो बोल रही स्पेसिफिकली रैम्बल मत कर, लिख। जब मेरे पास टाइम होता था ना बीच में जीडी में, जितने टाइम बाकी लोग बोल रहे, मैं सबके पॉइंट्स नोट करके अपने पॉइंट कॉन्क्रीट कर देती हूँ। तो जैसे ही मेरे को बोलने का मौका मिलता ना, तुरंत पॉइंट रीड आउट कर दिया। तो एक टाइम बचता है, दूसरा लोगों का अटेंशन स्पैन खत्म हो जाता है और इरिटेशन होने लग जाती है कि यार खत्म ही नहीं हो रहा है, एंड ही इज नॉट लेटिंग अदर्स स्पीक। तो कॉन्क्रीट रख पॉइंट्स को। तो जो टाइम मिलता है, पेपर पे तुमको क्यों रखने के लिए बोला था? पूजा करने के लिए नहीं है वो वहां पे लिखने के लिए है कि अपने पॉइंट लिखो फटाफट। जैसे ही तुम्हारा चांस है खट 2-3 पॉइंट बोले, तो क्षितिज देखो जैसे बोलना तो अच्छा बोलता है, प्रेजेंस अच्छी, लोग सुनते हैं तेरी बात, 3 बार बोल, उसके बाद चुप हो जा। नहीं जरूरत है, वहां पे मिनट्स नहीं काउंट हो रहे हैं।
बट आई टुडे फेल्ट कि देयर वर अलोंग विद मी पीपल की हु वर स्पीकिंग इक्वली, कि भाई मुझे भी चुप करा रहे, तो मैंने कहा चलो ठीक है, फिर मैं भी वापस दोबारा चुप करा,
है ना। और अंकिता, और अगर तुम बोलोगे नहीं, जो सौरभ है, अनीशा, वो थोड़ा सा बोलो अच्छे से, मतलब दबा के। अनुकूल से मेरा पॉइंट बहुत अच्छा था, पता है, एकदम सबकी सहमति जग गई थी।
He had the right approach. अनुकूल had the right approach.
सर वही था, बात बीच में कट गई ना, तो उसके बाद कंटिन्यू करने में डिफिकल्टी आती है।
ऐसा नहीं रहता दादा, ऐसा नहीं रहता।
मोहिता को देख, मेरे को करना है भाई, कुछ नहीं बोलूं। तो 2-3 बार जो लोग ज्यादा बोल लेते हैं, 2 बार 3 बार बोल के खत्म करो अगर छोटा है तो। जो नहीं बोल पाते हैं, 1 बार तो बोलो ही बोलो, अपनी बात रखो। अगर तुम्हें लगता है कि हाँ, और पता है क्या होता है जीडी में, ऐसा जैसे अभी तो हो रहा था, बीच में ऐसे तुमने नोटिस किया होगा, लैप्सेस आते हैं, सबके पॉइंट्स एग्जॉस्ट हो चुके हैं, 1 मिनट का आता है, बस उस टाइम बोल दो अपनी बात। अगर तुमको दिक्कत होती है ना बोलने में, जैसे मुझे होता था कभी जब एक्सेल में, तो भाई लोग मतलब लिटरली शार्क होते हैं वहां पे, तुम्हारे कपड़े उतार देते हैं वो बैठे बैठे, इतना बुरा होता है वो। तो जैसे ही 1 मिनट मिलेगा, हाँ मेरे पॉइंट है, खट बोल दिए, तो उससे क्या वो लैब से तो एवरीबॉडी विल लिसन, अदरवाइज क्या है, दूसरा आदमी पॉइंट लेके रेडी हो जाएगा। तो जो लोग नहीं बोल पाते वो उस टाइम पे बोलेंगे, जो बोल देते हैं वो 3 बार बोलेंगे और उसके बाद शांत बैठेंगे, वरना वो तुम्हारे नेगेटिव में जाएगा कि भाई ये तो मतलब कुछ बोलने ही नहीं देता है किसी और को। और होगा क्या,
अगर साथ साथ बोलने के साथ साथ इनिशिएटिव भी ले रहे हैं कि भाई चल,
नहीं इनिशिएटिव की बात नहीं है क्षितिज, होता है जब हम ज्यादा बोलते हैं ना, हमारी जो गलतियां हैं वो भी सामने वाले को दिखने लग जाती है अच्छाई के साथ साथ। ओवर एक्सपोजर बोलते हैं ना, रिलेशनशिप में लोग ज्यादा टाइम रह रहे थे तो झगड़े क्यों होते हैं, सेम चीज है जीडी के साथ। तुम थोड़ा थोड़ा बोलोगे, उसके बाद हमें नेगेटिव पॉइंट भी दिखने लग जाएंगे।
तो हम बेसिकली अगर हमारे पॉइंट्स 3 एंट्रीज के बाद रह जाते तो कंक्लूजन में जो बोलना था,
हाँ इन एडिशन टू दैट, और बहुत पोलाइटली एक आदमी मतलब कि हाँ मुझे लगता है उन्होंने बोला सर अगर आपके पास टाइम है तो मुझे 1 मिनट दे दो, तो दिस इज व्हाट आई वुड लाइक टू से, क्योंकि तुम तो अपनी बोल ही चुके हो। मैं ये करती थी, 3 बार बोलती थी, फिर चुप हो जाती थी, मुझे पता था कि मेरा हो जाएगा, जितना बोलना था सफिशिएंट बोल लिया है। Rushi, any parting comments to anyone?
No ma'am. I think everybody performed really well, but some of सिर्फ अंकिता, अनुकूल और सौरभ का ये था, rest of the things went really well. Next time
you want to say anything to Jyotsna?
नहीं, ज्योत्सना का भी हाँ, जैसे you covered it very well कि आपने कहा कि she did not know how to function. अब जैसे क्षितिज के पास अनीशा के पास कंपनीज एक्ट का पॉइंट था, however they did not know. इवन ज्योत्सना हैड द लॉ एंड ऑर्डर इन हर हैंड। आप जैसे मैम ने बोला कि देश के सिक्योरिटी के लिए, इंटीग्रिटी के लिए, यूनिटी के लिए अगर आप वी वुड लाइक टू टेक दिस स्टेप, वी आर नॉट कॉम्प्रोमाइजिंग एनीथिंग ऑन दैट, तो शायद आपका पगड़ा थोड़ा भारी होता ज्योत्सना। ओके, सो
बट अदरवाइज आई थिंक पता ही अकेली पड़ गई थी, तो तुम्हें इसको घेरना नहीं था, इसके साथ काम करना है, तुम अपने रोल में नहीं थे।
मैंने कहा ना, दिस वॉज नॉट अ डिस्कशन, दिस वॉज अ नेगोशिएशन। एंड ज्योत्सना यू हैड टू टेक इनटू कंसिडरेशन, भले ही कंपनी का तुम कंसिडर नहीं कर रहे हो, एटलीस्ट द कॉमन मैन्स कंसिडरेशन शुड बी in your mind.
So that's why I put it forward for the point that I liked कि वो IT वाला बहुत genuine reason था, और काफी लोग मतलब उसके शिकार भी बन जाते हैं, that their whole work is hampered due to this shutdown thing.
Yes, वही चीज है।
But हाँ, that was like genuine.
ज्योत्सना, एक पार्टिंग पॉइंट है, अगर तू कभी ऐसी पोजीशन में आए जहां मतलब ऐसा हो, अगर रोल प्ले जीडी, ठीक है, तेरा ये हो सकता था कि देखो एज अ गवर्नमेंट हमारा कोई दुश्मनी नहीं है, वी आर देयर फॉर लॉ एंड ऑर्डर, और बाकी चीजें भी हमें देखनी होती हैं, एंड वी आर कंप्लीटली अलाइंड विद योर इंटरेस्ट, वी आर नॉट अगेंस्ट योर इंटरेस्ट, मतलब बात संभल जाती सारी, We are aligned with your
एक्चुअली मैं
interest.
वही कर रही थी, मैंने सोल्यूशन दिया था मीडिया।
देखो सोल्यूशन नहीं देना है, दैट्स नॉट योर जॉब। देखो सिर्फ इतना बोला है, आई एम विद यू, पर जहां पे जरूरत पड़ेगी कि देश की इंटेग्रिटी की बात आ जाती है, या लोगों की सेफ्टी की बात आ जाती है, या वायलेंस की बात आ जाती है, एज अ गवर्नमेंट मेरी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, आई विल एक्ट ऑन इट। अदर देन दैट, आपको जो भी कंसेशंस हमसे चाहिए, वी आर अग्रीइंग टू दैट, क्योंकि ऑब्वियसली हमने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन दिया है, तो गवर्नमेंट अगर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन से अबाइड बाय नहीं करेगी, फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच से तो कौन करेगा फिर?
You could have also said, Jyotsna, ki I'll talk to the chairman of, I'll talk to the minister and
Exactly,
ask him to
right.
put this discussion in the parliament. या
So
फिर
that's why I was asking for the solution. मैंने पूछा था लास्ट में कि क्या solution रख सकते, मीडिया से भी, कॉमन मैन से भी, बट फिर डिस्कशन इतना ऐसा हो गया था, nobody gave the solution outright.
anyway, तुम लोग
Clear
you guys are
solution
not still not
अभी
clear.
पहली बार है ना?
हाँ, yes. Anyway, keep reading. Okay, keep reading. अच्छे से पढ़ते रहो, issues को पढ़ो. अगर पढ़ोगे नहीं तो पर्सपेक्टिव डेवलप नहीं कर पाओगे, एंड इफ यू डोंट हैव अ पर्सपेक्टिव यू कैन नॉट परफॉर्म इन जीडी ऑल्सो, यू कैन नॉट परफॉर्म इन जीई ऑल्सो. ओके, चलो गाइस, थैंक यू फॉर डूइंग दिस थिंग. आई होप यू गाइस हैव अ वेरी गुड इवनिंग अहेड. थैंक यू सो मच गाइस.
Thank you, sir.
ऋषि,
Yes.
हमारा वो जो करते हैं हम लोग,
Oh yes guys, we do a ritual. We actually live by an anthem here at Unacademy. Let's crack it. Okay, तो everybody on the go of 3 हम सब लोग मिलकर let's crack it करेंगे. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Yeah,
चलो.
sir.
So 1 2 and 3, let's crack
Yes,
it.
Crack it.
Thank you guys, have a very good evening ahead. All the viewers in the comment section also, thank you for joining for this session. Have a